I had lunch in a prison chow hall today, and it wasn't gourmet, but it was a whole lot better than I remembered, probably because this time I was on staff side, and staff gets a different menu and different preparation than guys when they're locked up. Because this morning I went to Dilwyn Correctional Center, which is right next to Buckingham Correctional Center, where I spent 13 of my 19 years, and I went to a second chance event. And every time I walk up to that front gate to those doors, I feel nervous, I'm kind of shaking, and I hear the clang of the metal, and it just brings back all these memories and all these emotions. Then I gotta go in, I gotta hold my arms over my head and get patted down by a male officer. Then I get escorted out onto the boulevard. And it's that same concrete. It doesn't matter what prison you're in, the concrete looks the same, and everybody's wearing those same uniforms that I wear for all those years. You can see guys on the weight pile, they're lifting weights, they're going to chow, they're living their lives in this tiny little bubble, not fully understanding that there's a vast world out there, because I didn't understand. Then I went into the gym and I watched a second chance event that completely blew me away. It was all about policy and law and good time earning. It was about people sharing their testimonials and skits and poetry. It was just amazing because it was creative, but it was also supported by the administration. Because two things, we didn't used to have events like this because the administration wouldn't let us, and guys didn't used to put them together because there was no opportunity to do so. So I saw the best of the administration, and I saw the best of people. This one guy especially who's kind of organized this whole thing, who's made a program where there wasn't one before. And that's inspiring because that means that guy is going to do well when he gets out. Because if he can make the best of things while he's inside, while he's in limited resources and really not the best conditions, that's a really good sign. At the same time, I probably saw 30 or 40 guys that I was locked up with. And all of a sudden, we're wearing different clothes. We're on different sides of the fence. Like I'm in there with them, shaking their hand, giving them a hug, but it's not the same experience. And in addition to seeing guys that I was locked up with and talking and sharing stories with them, I saw one of my old bosses. I saw a bunch of administrators who had gone from one prison to the next, these people that I spent time with, because the administration was there for all those 13 years that I was there. I had to go around them or send them request forms or talk to them in the hallway. So it was awesome. And they were the ones who invited me to lunch. They said, hey, why don't you go get lunch? I was like, oh, cool. But like, where do you have in Dilwyn and Buckingham County? And they were like, oh, no, we're going to the chow hall. And I was like, man, I kind of want to get lunch. I kind of want to say hi, but not sure I really want. But I went over there and I'm glad I did. We had a great conversation. The food was actually not bad at all. And it was kind of closure. It was like, okay, I've done this full circle. I've now broken bread with the people that I used to work for who I wasn't even allowed to talk to. We had all these limitations and we couldn't talk about certain things. We couldn't cross boundaries. And instead, we could just sit there and eat and just chat and talk about the way things were and what had happened. And that, in a way, made me feel like I really was free. Like, not only are they going to let me out the gate, but there's a place for me on this side where I'm not on the side I used to be. I'm not just a guy who was locked up. I'm not just a person who works for them. I'm just a person. That feels really good.